Alright, so in this video I'm going to be showing you guys my first day and what that looks like. So a lot of these ideas I got from Mr. Roten, which if you haven't read his book yet, Teach with Magic, definitely check that out, right? So I'm going to link to his website where he has a lot of the stuff that I use, like I said, and I do things a little differently. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what I do that's a little different. So starts off pretty basic, right? So I'm obviously out by the door, so I got a brand new classroom too, which was really exciting this year. So there's a lot of excitement here. We have a brand new building, you know, the students know that this is new, and there was a lot of excitement today. So far the day's gone really well. So I'm standing outside, and the first thing I give them is this little card here, okay, which is in Spanish, since I teach in Spanish, and it says adventure into the past, right? So it has a number on it, so when they come in here, the lights are actually off. It's just a little layer that I added here to make it look cool. So kind of glows, right, with the black lights. So got some black lights. I didn't want it to be crazy dark in here, but just enough so it glows a little, right? So they match their seat number with the desk, which is pretty standard, right? Pretty basic. So that's pretty much how it starts off, right? So they come in here, and as they're coming in here, there's some instructions on the board and an audio that plays, which you can also get, like I said, from the link in the description of the video. And it basically tells them the classroom number, my name, and then it has something quick and easy for them to do, which says, what's one thing you want me to know about you, right? So something simple that they can answer. So they answer the question. As they're doing that, there's an audio recording, which is basically instructing them to find their seat, to get out a piece of paper, answer the question, and so on. All the basic instructions are in an audio file playing the whole time, right? So this allows them to come in quickly, find a seat, right? So they're not standing awkwardly in the back, and basically get started with something to do right away, right? And instructions, like I said, so that way they know exactly what to do, right? So this is kind of what the audio file sounds like. So it has some like exciting little music, and then eventually it starts off with the instructions, okay? All right, so after that, I show them a quick little video here, which is why history is important. And then after that, this is what they actually work on, right? So what I do is pretty simple. So it just has a sentence frame which says, Exhibit 1 shows that Mr. Gomez, and then blah, 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 right? So the idea is, for the first day, what they have to do is they're going to analyze 4 different artifacts from my life. So the first one is this one, right? So, and of course, for every person is going to be different. And what they got to do is try to figure out what can they learn about me as a person based on the fact that I have these artifacts, right? So for the first one, for example, it's pretty simple, right? Oh, they'll know that I went to the local high school, which means that I grew up in this town as well, right? So it's just little things from your life so they can learn a little bit more about you, right? So this little Coliseum thing shows them, right, that I like to travel, for example, right? I have one that's a little Mexican hat, which shows them that I'm Mexican, right? So it's very basic, but already it's getting them to kind of think historically, or think like a historian, right? That's what historians do, is what I tell them. They find artifacts and they try to gain information from these artifacts. So that's more or less basically how it goes. I also have a bunch of funny videos in the presentation as we go along. Very lightweight, very simple day. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Just a little artifacts based lesson with my 8th graders, because I had them last year, and also because the internet wasn't working today. What I'm planning to do is this activity that I found online, which I thought was pretty cool. It's called Snowball Fight. So what the students have to do is get a sheet of paper, they write 3 things about them, and then they throw them essentially to each other. And then so every person has a piece of paper, and they have to try to figure out who that person is, right? So that would be a good idea for a class like mine that already all know each other, right? But for my 7th graders, since they don't yet, that's what I do, right? The little artifacts lesson. So with the first day, it's really, really important, as Mr. Roten talks about in his book, to kind of start off with something that is gonna draw them in, something fun, something exciting for them. Like I said, that's why, for example, for me, I really liked with the black lights, just because as soon as they come in, right, it already is different, right? It's already different than any other class they're probably gonna have today, right? So that's what I want to do, get them excited right away. and seeing that, you know, I put in a lot of work for day one for it to look cool. All right, so that's pretty much how my day one goes. So this is, you know, I've already had a couple years of doing it this way. It's always been really great, and so far in the day it's gone really well. So hopefully you guys all have a great first day and a great year, and thank you guys for watching.